Hey guys, looks like the public test server is back online for the Xbox version of PUBG. And this time we got something very exciting to test out, dynamic weather. There's also some other stuff in here, so let's go ahead and get into the patch notes for the PTS. Now in case you guys haven't downloaded the PTS before, as long as you own a copy of PUBG on Xbox, you can download the PTS for free. All you have to do is search PUBG test server on the Microsoft Store, and you should see the version of PUBG with the PTS logo on it. If you download that, you can play the public test server right now. The PTS will be available for all players, and the available maps are Miramar and Erangel. But be aware that some of the game modes may not be there. For instance, they just might have third-person perspective, but sometimes they may have first-person perspective. They may decide to add things and take things out during this test period. This is also restricted to NA only, so if you're from another region, you'll be connecting to the NA server, so just keep that in mind. But like I said, it's all subject to change, just depending on the player base. So let's go ahead and get into the gameplay changes that they're making with the public test server. So first and foremost, limb penetration. The bullet penetration system is now applied to forearms. So when a bullet hits a forearm of a character, it will penetrate following its ballistic trajectory. The result will be different depending on whether the forearm is blocking more vulnerable body parts. When a bullet penetrates a forearm and strikes a more vulnerable body part behind it, the greater damage will be applied. In other words, if a player's forearm takes a bullet while blocking their head, the full headshot damage will be applied. This penetration system works for the head, torso, and waist only. If a bullet penetrates the forearm, but no vulnerable body part is behind it, only the forearm damage will be applied. Also, forearm penetration is disabled for shotguns. Another change, when getting on a motorbike, if the driver's seat is empty, it's now much easier to enter the driver's seat and not accidentally get on the passenger seat. Which makes a lot of sense. Why would you get in the passenger seat of the motorcycle if you're the first one getting to it? Now, as far as the user interface and user experience is concerned, weapon attachment management when replacing items has been improved. Removed or replaced attachments will now drop onto the floor if there's no room in your inventory, so no longer will you get the thing saying that inventory space is full. It will just drop it to the floor if you can't carry it on your person when you're trying to move things around. When attaching directly from loot, the replaced attachment will be dropped on the floor if there's no room in your inventory. When replacing an extended mag with a quick draw magazine, the extended magazine and overflow ammunition will be dropped on the floor if there is no room in your inventory. Some colorblind settings have been improved as well. The following colors now change according to the selected colorblind type. Scope and reticle colors, blood, supply crate smoke, and the markers placed on the maps are now numbered, so color is not the only way to distinguish them. Eliminated teammates can now place markers on the map. I think that's really cool. I've been wanting to do this for a long time whenever I'm down and I'm kind of just trying to be the team manager, if you will. It'd be nice if I could place a marker on the map to show my teammates where they need to go if the circle's pushing them or something like that. Kill feed now displays personal knockouts, so before, if you knocked out a player, it didn't show up on the kill feed. It would show the knocks of your teammates, but not yourself. In squads, when the last surviving teammate accidentally disconnects, all teammates will receive rewards up until the point of disconnection. If the disconnected teammate is able to connect back into the same match and gets a higher score, all teammates will receive updated rewards. So this is just stuff that needs to be improved, and it looks like they're doing a good job of that. We'll just have to test it out for ourselves. Now, as far as changes to the world, there's one giant one, and that's dynamic weather. Dynamic weather has been added to Erangel and Miramar. Erangel can have overcast, and Miramar can have overcast and sunset. Overcast settings include dynamic weather and includes rain, fog, etc. during the game. Erangel has also received some improvements. Small clusters of houses have been added to some areas of Erangel, and they show some pictures here that I'll throw up on screen. More tactical landscapes have been added near the river, and they added trees in the open areas surrounding the military base. Miramar has received some improvements. More dirt roads have been added for better vehicle effectiveness, and certain high slope sections of roads have been lowered to enhance vehicle effectiveness. This is something that was just added to the PC recently, both these changes to the maps and the dynamic weather, so it's really exciting that we're seeing this on Xbox so soon. It looks like they're trying to get us up to speed so they can add some custom games or something like that, so I'll be really interested to test this out. I jumped in a couple quick matches last night, but I didn't get the dynamic weather or anything like that, and I couldn't play for long, so I have yet to see it, but I'm really excited to test this out over the week and over the weekend, hopefully, and get some good footage of the dynamic weather because I think it's going to be pretty exciting. If it doesn't tank the frame rates too bad, I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section below. There's some changes to spectate mode. When spectating a player, their aiming movement is now more in sync with the spectator view. To give an example, we've improved situations where it appears players are shooting far behind the moving targets when in fact on their screen they're shooting directly at them. Some performance improvements. Smoke and flames from vehicles have been optimized to improve frame rate. Server performance has been improved by adjusting the replication rate. Previously, replication for all visible characters in sight was refreshed every frame. Now replication rate differs according to the distance from the player. We expect approximately 15% increase in server performance, so that's very good news. We're going to need that 15% increase, I think, with the dynamic weather, so hopefully it all balances out, and hopefully we see some better frame rates. Network code has been adjusted to slightly increase server performance. They optimize the CPU performance by improving the graphic rendering function. They optimize GPU resources to lower GPU burden and improve performance. They optimize attachment-related rendering resources to improve performance, and they optimize fog to increase performance, which we didn't really have fog before, but it looks like the first fog we're going to get is optimized. So they might have copy and pasted some of this stuff from the PC notes, but either way, it looks like that will be improved. They optimize grass assets to reduce memory resources used and improve performance, and they optimize the physics calculation of moving boats and moving vehicles on the beach. For sound, they decrease the volume of vehicle sounds for players inside vehicles in first-person perspective mode. Now this is a big one because if you have played in first person before, I'm sure you know that the cars are pretty loud and it's kind of hard to hear your teammates, so this is a good change. Now there's a whole long list of bug fixes here, so I'm going to go over each one. The settings will now be stored in online storage. Your settings will be saved even if there's a new patch. Now some people were just complaining on my latest stream that every single match, or it seems that way anyway, the settings get changed, so this is definitely a welcome addition to the game, and I'm sure some of you will be very thankful once this hits the live servers. They fixed an issue where destroying doors with frag grenades or molotovs did not display debris. They fixed an issue where a frying pan and a weapon could be held at the same time. They fixed an issue where spectating in first person showed inaccurate character locations. They also fixed an issue where leaning was possible while in an emote animation, so that would probably be pretty funny to see. Fix an issue where two players moving in a small space could sometimes get stuck. They fixed an issue where the player character would perform jump motion for a short time when crouch key is rapidly pressed multiple times. There's also one where the reticle settings would be reset when the weapon was dropped and picked up again. I've noticed this myself, so that's a good change. They fixed an issue where the spectating camera would look through a character when the game finished. They reduced the chance of players encountering situations where opponents' weapons float in the air. I've definitely noticed this one. They fixed an issue where throwables could pass through character models. Fixed an issue where voice chat UI would always be displayed when using killer spectating function under certain conditions. They fixed an issue which prevented players from changing the red dot reticle when using an SMG. There's also one they fixed where the stun effect from the stun grenade was weaker than before. They fixed an issue where the camera angle rotates up to 180 degrees up and down in first person and third person mode when free falling. There's a few more here. They fixed an issue where the character would stand up and lie down repeatedly while moving uphill while lying down. And I can't even imagine what that would look like, but if you guys have seen that, hopefully that's now fixed. Wow, and some of these are really specific. They fixed an issue where some weapons could be seen through when a character is moving right while in ADS position and laying down. I mean, how did you guys even come up with some of this stuff? I don't know. And how did you narrow it down? But they fixed that. They fixed an issue where there was replay-related text shown in the report pop-up window after dying. And last, but certainly not least, they fixed an issue where sprinting would stop when moving at a certain angle with the left stick. They wrap it up by saying thanks to everyone who helps us test out the new content and features on the public test server. With your help, feedback, and bug reports, we'll be able to track and hopefully squash any issues before the update hits the live servers. So yeah, that's it for the patch notes. That's a ton of stuff, all those bugs, the dynamic weather, the limb penetration, some other additions to the game. We're definitely seeing some PC updates come to the Xbox much sooner than I thought. We're getting this latest update that the PC just got with the dynamic weather and then some of these other changes. So it's a welcome sight. We just got that big, huge live update and then a couple hot fixes along the way. But it seems like with every patch we're improving the game. I know some of you guys are saying that every patch it's getting worse. For me and the people that I've played with, it seems like it's just getting better and better. So hopefully that keeps up. But I'm really excited to get out there and try out that dynamic weather. I think it's going to shake up the game a bit, make it more fresh for people. We just have to hope that it doesn't tank the frame rate too bad on the original Xbox One or the S or even the X. I'm not sure how it's going to be because I haven't played it yet, but I know that's going to take a little bit more of a toll on the system just because there's different effects like fog and rain, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that and let the developers know all of our feedback so that they can get things fixed as soon as possible, and then we can see this on the live server because I know, if anything, if you guys don't even want the dynamic weather or if you don't want the limb penetration or anything like that, you want all these bug fixes because all of those bugs I listed out there, they're impacting people and they're making people want to quit the game because of them. So we need to get these out as soon as we can, but we also need to take our time and test this and make sure it doesn't add any additional issues to the game. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you found it useful, definitely give it a like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything PUBG Xbox. Big shout out to everybody that participated in my last live stream. Whether you played, viewed, or were in the chat, or were super chatting, I appreciate all you guys. Definitely appreciate all you guys that spent your money and super chatted to me. It really does help out the channel, and the support is always appreciated. I haven't had any issues since I've gotten my new modem, so hopefully we're in the clear on that and we can start streaming more regularly and having better quality streams that don't disconnect on a whim. So once again, thank you guys, but that's going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comment section below if you were able to test it out, if you saw any dynamic weather, and how that impacted the game's performance. I'll be interested to see what you guys say. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time, I'll see you later.